Not sure why, but I'm having a really hard time getting a good angle on you. Anyway, so I got some more of these like thicker kind of bags, and these are what we're using to package the soap now. We were using white 100% recycled bags, but I feel like this texture just makes it, this natural color just makes it look so much more crafty, and I think like a bit more artsy in a way. I think the white looks just a bit too polished. And then I got some more Nature Flex bags here. I got about 100, so that should fit all of our cards. So I'm going to go ahead and package all of it, and then once my sister's gone off work, I think I'm going to go for a run with her. But now we have a really nice big box. I'm going to pack this away and put it somewhere because the cat's going to think it's a little box. I am here. Huh?
Do you want to pause this with no background noise?
I think it's fine actually.
Yeah.
This is one of our newer ones as well. I do want to do a bit more, and it has variations of the different bears, because obviously this is a very traditional bear and a tux bear and a bridal dress, but I do want to include a lot more variety just to make it a little bit more inclusive to others. And when I fold them, I make sure that the flap is on the outside so they can also see the flap. This just, I feel like it just helps, because sometimes people are really particular about how their envelopes look. Some of these cards were the first print run, and so we haven't actually updated. It'll have the old logos and illustrations. It'll say handmade gifts, it'll say boutique gifts. We decided to change the logo a little bit because it kind of describes a little bit more about what we're doing. Whereas when you say boutique gifts, you're not really sure like what the main focus is, and it kind of sometimes feels like it is a bit of a collective, but it's not, because we make everything out and design everything ourselves. But when you say boutique gifts, it can often feel like that. So yeah, that's why we decided to change it. And we also have our Christmas collection. So we have this one, which is a bear in a stocking, a bear in a bauble. My cat's going crazy because he's just seen another cat in the window. A little pudding one too, which I really love. And the logo printer that I've been going to for years. I actually used to go to them when I was a student, so I know that they do such a good job, and the colours always look so vibrant and good, and yeah. It's also daylight savings at the moment, so it's still quite sunny out. So that, like, I'm kind of gonna be using that to my advantage, because I really do need to take some pictures of the new cards that we got. So yeah, hopefully that's all good. I think I might do it on the coffee table because we have this like wood oak look, so I think I'll set up right here. breakfast, and now we're gonna head to get some food for dinner while we're here, and then to cook, and then we're gonna go to Bunnings and get what else, the last thing.
Turn right onto Scoresby Road, State Route 7.
And we're gonna go home and do a whole ton of tasks that we need to tick off. Hi, I'm back home now, and it's around like 3:20, and I've just been running around with my sister grabbing a whole bunch of stuff for the market. Not as much as we needed in the last market, just a few like bits and bobs. So we got like fairy lights, for battery operated fairy lights for the Christmas market, because there's a competition for best dressed stall. So we're gonna try that, and then I also got an iced coffee, just a one from Woolies, Coles, because I'm tired. And then I got some felt because I'm gonna do some DIY jewellery bracelets there. So yeah, see how we go. Hi. Hi. We're back. Hey. Sleeping cat. Oh, it's being so cute. So I have tied up my hair because I'm ready to take some photos of this new Christmas soap that we have. So I have like a little light box. It's about 30 by 30. It's quite small, which I'll show you. Yes. And when I go, the lights obviously are a bit weird, but the lights that it actually came with were LED lights, and around the up top, as you'll be able to see here, but they need to be resoldered because the wires came off. So for now, which I think is a fine solution, actually gives off the same amount of light, I have this lamp here just shining a like daylight white light, and I think that will do for now. Get it nice and clear, but not too bright. Yeah, make sure it's like nice and sharp too. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think we got the shot. Pretty simple with product photography. I feel like you have to be super pedantic with it, because the product obviously speaks for itself. And yeah, I guess if you want to be super professional, then you could spend a lot of time, but it's not something that I tend to spend a lot of time in. As long as it like looks clear, crisp, looks like what it does in real life, then that's good enough for me. It's now the afternoon. It's actually starting to get to the evening, but thank goodness for daylight savings here. I'm now putting our Christmas soap onto the website, where I've just set it to active. And then, yeah, we use Shopify because I find, after a lot of research, we found we don't want to have to keep swapping and changing. And if you wanted to grow and expand a bit more, Shopify has a lot more capabilities. It's just easy. So I think like in terms of customization, it doesn't have a lot. You have to know CSS to be able to do a lot of stuff with your website, which I do know a little bit of CSS, so it's quite easy for me to kind of customize a little bit more than the template. But yeah, we have the soaps on now. These are now available. Oh, I have to change the price actually, because they're still at an old price. So gotta change that. We are trying to organize a thing for pickup. I'm not sure how other home-based businesses do it, because I know like safety is obviously paramount, so you don't want to like have them coming to your house. But I also want to offer that for people, because I know that not everyone like wants to pay $10.50, which is standard for Australia Post, for like one thing. Some people who are local to Melbourne and surrounds might want to come pick it up, and they might need it sooner, so they don't want to have to wait for it in the post. So we are researching how to kind of pick up, but not from home, like potentially having them pick up a storage facility instead, which we rent out. That would work quite well. I know there's also virtual offices and mailing services, but they're also quite expensive, so it's kind of hard because you need to balance the cost and the time and privacy as well. So yeah, we're trying to work that out, but I think that's definitely pushed back to the to-do list because we're just trying to get all of our products up and running. But yeah, so now I think now that that's up, we're probably gonna just do a post on it. This one looks so nice actually, the photography of it. And we will then work on the bags and getting that up as well, because we have a ton of new bags we need to put on there. So yeah. So this is our new cat one, and it's based on Nicholas, but obviously stylized. It was inspired by an Instagram post actually that my sister posted about, because our cat Nicholas likes to go in all these different positions, and you know, like when they look like a loaf of bread, so I wish thought it was really cute. I have now cut up most of our new designs. We have the astrology symbols. We didn't do all of them, we just did the ones that are most popular. I feel like certain astrological signs have more people that align with a certain type, like Scorpio people, Geminis. So we have those. And then we have the Gemini one. I was a bit worried about when I was designing these that the lines were going to be too thin and the printer wouldn't have enough glue to adhere to the garment. But let's see how they end up pressing on the bags, because you just never know. But I might have to go back in there and like thicken the lines a little bit more. But yeah, I based it on like the lavender is such a Gemini flower, and I feel like they always use a lot of purple in Gemini imagery, so yeah. And these are constellations as well, but more nature-fied, so they're linked by I guess like seaweed and leaves and stuff, but these points on them are actually the constellation. So we have Pisces, we have the Leo, which is like a fire, orange and green. And then this one I tested out. I actually did a trial run of this on vinyl, but I just wanted to see how much easier it was on the DTF print. So let's see how that goes too. And then I printed more cinnamon because I haven't seen a lot of these tote bags when I was packing up and doing stock. I don't know what happened. I don't know if we like sold them at markets. So I printed more of her. And then these ones gained a lot of interest at our last one, but we only had one, so only one person could actually buy it. So I did a reprint and I did 4. So we'll see how they go this time around as well. This is based on Nicholas, by the way, on like different loaf cat bread poses. And then I definitely could have crammed a lot more in this gang sheet, but I was in a rush and I just wanted to give them a bit of breathing space. And then I just put in more tags to go on the bags. So that's all of the new tote bags pressed and done. I had some issues with the thin lines on the Gemini one, so I think I'm gonna see how I go with the next one, and maybe it was just like I didn't put enough pressure or I peeled at the wrong temperature. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but if I'm gonna have more issues, I think the next round that I do, I'm gonna just thicken up the lines a little bit, because yeah, I guess when you're like working digitally, it's hard sometimes to kind of see how thin it actually is in real life. So yeah, we'll see. Hello, it is now Saturday today and the market is tomorrow, and we still have so much to do. So I am gonna finish off the bags. They're all nice and pressed. We just need to iron on the labels, and then we also need to tag them and ready to go for tomorrow. But other than that, for products, that's pretty much it. I also have to DIY a bracelet bar, because the ones that I've seen are quite expensive and I just don't have time to really make a solid structure. So we're gonna DIY that and just make like a little cushion for them to kind of like wrap around. And yeah, there's probably a whole bunch of other things that we need to do on my to-do list, but I will check in. Here I shimmied them across, and then these are our normal collection that aren't Christmas themed, so I think we're gonna move everything across a little bit so that it's a bit more filled, because we do have a few that we need to fit on there. It is now almost 7, it's probably a bit past 7 actually. We finished the market at 5, and yeah, I'm I guess here to do a little bit of a recap, because I took very little videos while I was actually there. Essentially we got there at around 11, even a little bit before, and started setting up. And in the forecast this morning, my sister actually said that it was gonna be a bit windy, but when we got there we didn't realize how windy it was gonna be. So we set everything up, set up our gazebo marquee thing, and then it got really windy, and when I was looking around I felt that everyone else's gazebo was so sturdy and stable, and I wasn't sure if it was because we would at the front and on the outer edge and we just got the really bad wind, or whether it was our gazebo. And we had like 20 kilo sandbags in each leg, so you'd think that it would be fine, but the wind was so bad it actually even toppled over one of our tables, and it had fallen over. So basically all of our coat racks fell over, all of our stock fell on the ground, it had come apart, so our store looked like a disaster scene. And it was already like, I think it happened around 12:30, so it was already 1 o'clock, and as people were walking past there were just piles and piles of stuff everywhere, and I just honestly felt like crying in that moment, because I was like, why is this happening? Like, we prepped so much, and we even got here, and I was so excited, and I'm just like, why did the weather have to be so bad? And then my sister kind of made a call to get rid of the gazebo, like close it, and then we used the sandbags that we had on them for the coat racks, and I was just like at that point like, okay, like I was a bit hesitant to, but I'm so glad we did. It was a bit tricky doing it because we were in the middle of the market. We had to kind of, luckily we had a bit of space on one side of our stall, so we closed it as quickly as we could and strapped all the sandbags, and then put the the coat racks back together and then put 2 sandbags for each coat rack, and it didn't budge, which was really good. And then we spent an hour, so it was like, you know, probably about 3 when we finally settled. But we spent from 2 to 3, which, oh, actually no, maybe 2:30 was when we finally settled. But the market had started, and we spent the first hour of the market putting together everything and putting all the bags back on the racks, putting the jewelry up, because the little grid thing that we had, which I showed in those previous clips, or I'll probably insert here, they also toppled over, and all the jewelry and the bracelets ended up on the concrete. There were like these plastic Ziploc bags that we ordered, that we put the jewelry in to keep them like moisture free when we hand them to people. That was flying everywhere, and I was chasing after everything. That was like, oh my goodness. But when we finally did it, I'm so glad that we did that we packed up the marquee. But we still had people come through, we still made our booth fee back. But like in those moments, you kind of like, is this gonna be worth it? Are we gonna make it back? Yeah, you just don't really know, and that's the thing about outdoor market when you're like situated outdoors, is like it's so unpredictable. You're not just worrying about your stock, you also have to worry about the weather and how stable your setup is. And I think that's it, like maybe it was good because then we knew that it wasn't that stable, we need to put more things in place. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that's what happened, but we came back from it because you just have to be resilient. You kind of have to keep going, and at the end of it, like we were in a better place without the marquee there, because all we had to do was hold on to the jewelry stand and sometimes the coat racks, but they weren't really going anywhere. It was more just as a precaution. But yeah, people came through, people like looking at our stuff, which is all you can really ask for. And yeah, now I am back home. But thank you for watching this market prep vlog with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!